What is up everyone, my name's Al from GamesReUp. Today we are taking a look at the classic game Cave Story. That's right, Cave Story has been on many different systems right now. And you know, being it the Switch most recent version, I believe this originally started on the NES or the Famicom. That's right, it's now playable on the Sega Dreamcast. That's right, this game has, like I said, been on pretty much everything. And I thought it was time to check it out on the Dreamcast. I've got no doubt in my mind that it's going to be any good. So here we go, let's take a look. So this is it, we're taking a look at Cave Story for the Sega Dreamcast. Like I said, this has been covered on many different sort of systems, but now we're looking at it on the Sega Dreamcast, and oh my god, what a doozy. You guys are in for such a treat. This is a fantastic game. Now, this did originally start, you know, I obviously originally said Famicom. I was definitely wrong about that. This game came out in 2004, that's right, and it was being created by Daisuke Amaya. Now, basically the reason he created this game is because he used to play games like Metroid and Castlevania, and you're gonna get that by the style of this game. This game is very much a Metroidvania game. It's collect, it's go back, you got a map, get power-ups, etc. So if you like that style of game, you're gonna love this. And just a quick heads up, you can play this with the Dreamcast keyboard, so if you've got one, you can definitely play it with that. And to be fair, I'd personally say it's the best way to play this game. Don't get me wrong, the Dreamcast joypad is great, but the keyboard is so good for a game like this. It's just, it feels like the right controller for this, if that makes sense. Now, before we get on with the sort of critical review here, let's just get on with a quick synopsis, yeah? So the game actually takes place on a floating island. That's right, the island's populated by Mimiga. I hope I've got that correct in the way I'm saying it. My Japanese is terrible and failing me big time here. But yeah, they're basically like they're rabbit-like creatures. And yeah, there's many different ones of them. There's kind of like a family of them. Some are evil, some are okay, but all have their own different quirks that add to the story of Cave Story. And with them comes many different enemies, even though, you know, some of them actually are enemies because they ingest some red flowers that basically make them go a bit crazy, that's right. But there's also a robot army on here on a military expedition. You know, they're seeking to harness the power of the Demon Crown, that's right. Basically, it's a terrorist plot, and they basically want to get a massive weapon. Yeah, pretty much the story of most terrorist stories. And yeah, it features here in Cave Story. As the player, you actually start the game by waking up, wondering where the hell you are. That's right, the island itself, the floating island, is essentially currently not held hostage by a doctor, but he's kind of an evil villain. He's also got a couple of little people who are actually looking for Sue. Sue is the character who you're trying to find in the game. So, yeah, it's basically a mission to find Sue. And yet, we do eventually find out who Sue is. Now, I won't give that away, because you got to play the game to find out. But you will find out. One startling thing I love about this game is kind of really its simplicity. Like I said, it is a Metroidvania, Castlevania, yeah, I guess Castlevania kind of game. There's a lot of backtracking, there's a lot of storytelling here, and it's really well done. I mean, some of these games, they're a bit generic in the way they are, but this is a really, really decent one, and it really does keep you pretty much engaged. And, you know, kind of wondering what's going to happen next. Another cool thing is the game actually gives you little boss battles every now and again, and a lot of the time you actually get a choice whether you want to take them on. I think this is a good thing because it kind of breaks up the game. Some of these games can get a little bit monotonous, whereas this gives you little boss battles to kind of keep the game fresh and, yeah, very much gives it a challenge. Now the big bit you probably want to really hear is how well does it play on the Dreamcast. As you can see, this is running pretty damn well. There's no massive issues here. It's sturdy, it runs faster, it runs at the correct speed essentially. Sound is fantastic, and yeah, graphics are absolutely great. I love this art style. It's so Japanese in its influence. I mean, the little bunny characters. Yeah, I'd say that's very sort of kawaii. You know, if I'm wrong about that, I don't care because I'm pretty sure it is that style. They're cute. That's exactly the essence of kawaii anyway. And yeah, I absolutely love it. Don't get me wrong, I love Japanese culture, and this just sort of reinforces it for me. If you're not into Japanese culture, you may not like this, but I think you'll like it just because it's essentially a Metroidvania game. So if you love them, you're gonna love this. And like I said, on the Sega Dreamcast, a great way to play the game. Like I said, there are other ways to play this. I would say, and I'm going to put my name on the line here, the best way to play the game. You know, and if you don't believe me, that leads me to basically say, go and play or try it yourself, because I really don't think you're going to regret this. So, obviously, make sure to hit that download button, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all soon. You can now support the channel on patreon.com/gamesrip, as well as remember to like, comment and subscribe.